Hello, this is Michael Dennin with the Physics of X, where X is everything but politics. And we're exploring the Harry Dresden Files, the book series by Jim Butcher, where Harry Dresden is Chicago's only practicing wizard who basically is also a detective. Now, what I love about this book is the science and faith in it. And today we're focusing on a science question. One of the things Harry has are kinetic energy rings. He has rings that he's designed that while he's walking around, they store his kinetic energy, and then he can release that as a blast of force at all the evildoers he faces. Now, what's interesting about this is I like to frame science when it's in pop culture as is this fundamentally a problem or technologically a problem? And if you think about storing force and releasing it, it's really mostly a technological problem. It seems like magic. It seems like some fundamental thing. But if we work through it step by step, it doesn't actually violate fundamental laws of physics. It uses them. Now, the first thing you have to understand is that energy in physics is not a thing. It's the state of things. It's whatever condition they're in. It's often used to describe how much work can be done by a system. There's lots of other ways of defining it. There are two very core types of energy that we talk about: kinetic energy, which is the energy of motion, and potential energy, which is stored energy, which can be electrostatic stored energy, it could be gravitationally stored energy. And many of us have had at various times a watch where the battery or the mechanism of the watch actually gets energy from you walking around and moving. Some of us have played with flashlights that are induction generated, where you shake the flashlight and shaking it stores up energy and powers the flashlight. So the idea that you would wear rings that had some sort of mechanism to convert kinetic energy into stored potential energy, whether it was through a magnetic induction technique, a spring being wound and loaded, a ratchet mechanism, is totally within the realm of fundamental physics, technologically challenging to figure out how to put it in a small ring. The real technological challenge is how you release that force and hit enemies. Now, Harry does it basically by moving his fist and having a mental command and through magic, and force travels out and hits the creature. And this is, again, something in physics we have to be careful about. Force is not a thing. It's a class of way things interact. Now, the good thing for Harry is everything he's sort of sending force at is connected to him through the air. So the most obvious way to think about these rings is a really, really focused, incredible speaker. That when he releases the mechanism, all that stored energy goes into a very, very targeted sound blast. And a sound blast is just a pressure wave of air. So he sends this pressure wave of air and hits his enemies. And that is the basic technological mechanisms that you could imagine around force rings. So again, in this category of is it a fundamental problem or a technological problem, here's an example of something we imagine through magic that you actually can imagine a parallel way of making as technology. So there we are, our first example from the Harry Dresden Files here at the Physics of X. So hopefully someone is out there now building their force ring and will only use it for good. This has been the Physics of X, where X is everything but politics. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notifications of every episode coming weekly straight to you.